On October 30, 2025, Diddy was finally transferred to Fort Dix, the facility his legal team had specifically requested. Shortly after, CBS News obtained his intake photo, showing gray hair and visibly tired eyes. Now, leaked footage has revealed the harsh reality of his daily routine behind bars: 5 a.m. wake-up calls, laundry duty paying just 23 cents an hour, and sharing a dorm with 8 other inmates. October 30, 2025, marked the transfer that changed everything, offering a glimpse into what life behind bars really looks like.
Diddy Combs was transferred to the federal prison in Fort Dix, New Jersey yesterday, where he will start to serve the rest of his 50-month sentence.
After spending 13 months at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center following his September 2024 arrest, watching his empire crumble from behind bars, Diddy finally got his wish when he was transferred to Fort Dix, the facility his lawyers had specifically requested. His attorney, Tenny Geragos, wrote to the judge citing the need to address substance abuse issues, increase family visitation, and focus on rehabilitation, noting that Fort Dix is located about 75 miles south of New York City and far closer to family than MDC Brooklyn, a facility widely described by former inmates as horrific. Fort Dix, the largest single federal prison in the United States, houses roughly 4,100 male inmates, 3,900 at the main complex and another 200 at a satellite minimum security camp. Shortly after his arrival, CBS News obtained Diddy's intake photo, revealing gray hair, exhausted eyes, and the unmistakable look of reality setting in, all while wearing a standard-issue prison uniform. What many don't realize is that Fort Dix has no traditional prison cells. Instead, it operates on open dormitory-style housing converted from old military barracks in 1992, with some units holding 12 inmates in tight quarters and others housing up to 100 men in massive open bays. According to publicist Judah Engelmeyer, Diddy is sharing a dorm with 8 other inmates, receiving no special treatment, and living among the general population, the same man who once had assistants fetching water now standing in line to use the toilet. Every day begins at 5 a.m., when fluorescent lights flood the dorms with no exceptions, forcing inmates to scramble for headcount before lining up for breakfast at 6 a.m., where mass-produced institutional food replaces personal chefs and luxury catering. Complaints are ignored, routines are rigid, and soon after comes the work assignment drawing the most attention: long hours in the prison laundry facility and time spent at the chapel library, marking a complete reversal of the life he once lived.
In the clip obtained by TMZ, the disgraced rapper could be seen taking off his blue jacket and scarf while chatting with another inmate at the prison's media library in the chapel. Combs was reportedly getting ready to begin his work shift, which consists of giving movies and religious materials to other inmates.
TMZ obtained footage showing this new reality: Diddy sorting inmate uniforms, washing linens and sheets, and operating industrial dryers loaded with massive batches of clothing each day. Federal inmates are required to work, no exceptions. The irony isn't lost on anyone who remembers the designer brands and endless custom outfits that once defined his lifestyle, a contrast that many online summed up perfectly.
He once paid people to wash his sneakers. Now he's scrubbing floors for free.
CBS News also revealed Diddy's second work assignment at the chapel library, where he distributes movies to inmates and handles religious materials, one of the more desirable jobs at Fort Dix because it's quieter than laundry and far less chaotic than kitchen duty. The position comes with modest perks, including access to a small air-conditioned office, which his publicist described as warm, respectful, and rewarding, attempting to frame the job in a positive light. In reality, Diddy has no choices or control. He simply does what is told, just like every other inmate. Work assignments run until 4 p.m., broken up by multiple daily headcounts, with officers conducting 5 to 6 checks a day that constantly interrupt any activity. Evenings offer limited recreation, including access to the yard, basketball courts, a walking track, and a TV room with basic channels but no internet, while phone calls are heavily monitored and potentially recorded. According to CBS News, Diddy violated prison rules on November 3 by participating in a 3-way phone call allegedly involving his legal team and a discussion about issuing a statement to the New York Times, resulting in a 90-day loss of phone and commissary privileges. His publicist later disputed the claim, stating the call was initiated by his lawyers and protected under attorney-client confidentiality, yet on November 12, his projected release date was quietly pushed back from May 8, 2028, to June 4, 2028, with no official explanation given. Meals are served 3 times daily in the dining hall, but former inmates report expired food, no gourmet options, and no special dietary accommodations unless medically required, forcing prisoners to appreciate anything that doesn't taste like cardboard. Commissary access allows inmates to buy limited snacks, hygiene products, and clothing at marked-up prices, funded through outside accounts with a strict $320 monthly spending cap, making rationing essential. At 10 p.m., lights out is mandatory, and in open-bay dorms housing up to 100 men, sleep is anything but peaceful. Constant noise, snoring, and movement fill the space before the cycle restarts again at 5 a.m. Despite his publicist's claims, former inmates paint a far harsher picture, including one man who spent 17 months at Fort Dix between 2019 and 2020 and described it as not a jail, but an insane asylum, while Joe Giudice of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, who served 41 months there, said Diddy's fate ultimately depends on how he carries himself inside.